Hi plant loving friends, I want to show you today how to make a great mixed planter of annuals. So when you're picking your mixed annuals, you want to get a filler, thriller, and a spiller so that you have a dynamic height planter and you want to go for different color, shapes, and textures. So let's go pick out our plants in the greenhouse and then I'll show you how to plant them. Alright, so I'm going to pick out my filler, thriller, and spiller. My planter is about this size, so I'm going to pick out 5 plants, but I'm actually only going to pick 3 plants and I'm going to double up a couple of them. First, I'm going to get my thriller, which is my tall guy, and I'm going to go for a Canova. So they've got this has really nice foliage, and then it'll get really tall. The Canova series is not as tall as your standard Canna, but they have this really pretty flower and you get some height. So this is a great tall or your thriller for your planters. Portulaca, which are not blooming today because it's not very sunny, great spiller. I'm going to pick a couple of Lantana. Lantana are sort of your spiller or maybe even a filler, kind of depends, but this is a great butterfly plant. They're also really drought tolerant. So we love Lantana at Groovy Plants Ranch. There's lots of color options. We have them in store now. I'm going to go with the red ones. And then I'm going to pick some Coleus for my last plant. Coleus are nice bushy plants that can handle sun and shade, and this is more of a foliage plant. It's great for color contrast in your planters, and it stays really nice into fall. So when you get into the fall, they'll still look good, and you can pull out some of your other planters and then fill in with anything else you might want, like mums in the fall. So this is something I like to do. I like to lay out my planter before I plant it, and then maybe I'll change my mind. So now that I've picked these, I feel like I maybe want a different color Canova leaf because I don't know that I love the purple and the pink flower with the oranges and reds I went with. A yellow Canova. This one has a yellow flower, which I think will look really good with our oranges and reds that we have in this planter. Right now that I've picked my plants, I'm going to go ahead and plant it up. So first you want to fill your pot with soil, and you're going to want to get a really nice potting mix. We recommend new soil every year, so not leaving the same soil in there year after year because the nutrients in the soil will deplete. In one season, annuals really take a lot of feed out of the soil, so you'll want to refresh your soil every year. You want to fill so that your soil is low enough that your plants will sit right at the lip of the pot. You don't want them so full that they sit above the lip, and you don't want them so low that they're sitting below the lip. You want it just sitting at the lip of the pot. Then you're going to take your plants out, squeezing the corners, grabbing around the plant, and then placing it in your pot. So as I'm planting this right now, this guy is a little bit bigger than my Coleus, but I'm still treating this like my spiller because I know the Coleus will get bigger as the season goes on. And then I'm going to put my tall guy in the back. Everything looks around the same height right now, but I know that as we fertilize and as we water, as we get into the season, that this will get the tallest. These will be kind of medium and bushy, and these are going to fill in, not get a lot taller, and then spill a little bit. Once your plants are in, then you want to fill around with soil so that there's no visible holes around the soil. So that's your mixed annual planter. Picking a filler, medium guy, spiller, drapey guy, and a thriller, tall guy will help you make a dynamic mixed planter. Make sure that you're choosing all sun or all shade, which are appropriate for your planter locations. Put it outside and enjoy it all season.